Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, mother pleads guilty to spitting on a woman who took in her runaway daughter. Patrina Campbell, a mother who spat on a woman who took in her daughter after she left home at age 18, has pleaded guilty to charges of assault, occasioning bodily harm, and assault at the common law. The plea was entered before Senior Parish Judge Sanche Burrell in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court. The charges stem from a July 2, 2024 incident at a Papine Square, St. Andrew, where Campbell confronted the complainant in front of a supermarket. According to court documents, Campbell threatened the woman, stating that she was going to hit her. She then reportedly spat in the complainant's face and pulled out 4 of the woman's braids. In court, Campbell explained that her daughter had recently turned 18 and left home following a misunderstanding. She told Judge Burrell that since moving into the complainant's home, her daughter had not been in contact with any members of her family. The case was referred to mediation, where both parties later reached an agreement. Campbell agreed to pay the complainant $60,000 in damages. Her bail was extended and she is expected to make the first payment when she returns to court for case management on November 18, 2024. During the proceedings, the complainant also expressed that she feared for her life in her community because of accusations that her husband had raped the complainant's daughter, to which community members have since ostracized them for. "Do you know of a complaint that her husband raped your daughter?" Judge Burrell directed at the accused. Campbell denied any knowledge of such allegations. "Then you need to tell the community to cut it out," Judge Burrell advised. "I don't care if you said it or somebody said it. You are telling me that nothing no go so. So I am urging you to tell the people in the community that I don't know where you got that from, but that is not true." Trial of Pathways International murder accused stalls. Prosecutors were on Tuesday given 3 weeks by a Supreme Court judge to locate and contact witnesses in order for a trial date to be set for Andre Ruddock, the man accused of the murder of Tanika Gardner during a ritual at the Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in Montego Bay, St. James on October 17, 2021. The matter, which was set to get underway in the Home Circuit Division of the Supreme Court on Tuesday morning, was stalled after prosecutors indicated that the 11 witnesses to be called by the Crown had not been subpoenaed by the investigating officer who was supposedly involved in another case. In addition, Ruddock, who had initially signaled that he wanted to be tried by a judge sitting without a jury, has since instructed his attorney Anthony Williams that he would prefer being tried by a judge and a jury. Supreme Court Judge Justice Leighton Pusey, who chafed over the delay, instructed Ruddock's attorney to file the necessary application to allow for the change by a trial by jury to be effected. Justice Pusey, in noting that not much seemed to have been done since the matter came before the court with much fanfare, said given the delay and the changes, it would have to be put back on the trial list. "I can't say when we can try this matter," Justice Pusey said, noting that the case had been set for hearing over 3 weeks. Furthermore, he said the notoriety surrounding the case would pose particular difficulties in empaneling a jury, adding to the uncertainty as to a possible trial date. In ordering Ruddock remanded, Justice Pusey instructed that he be brought before the court again on Friday, November 15, for the Crown to provide an update on the availability of witnesses and for the formal application to be made to enable the change from a judge-alone hearing to a trial by jury. Ruddock's attorney Anthony Williams is also pressing for the Crown to not only state the availability of the witnesses, but for them to also disclose the particulars of the individuals in question. On Tuesday, a stockily built Ruddock, who now sports a full beard and short locks, observed the proceedings quietly. Ruddock supposedly cut Gardner's throat during the ritual after another individual allegedly balked at doing so under the instructions of purported Pastor Kevin Smith, who presided over the mysterious affair on the night in question. Ruddock, who was said to have cared for animals at the church, is alleged to have asked a witness if he was planning on carrying out the instruction of the religious sex leader during the ritual. In details shared by Supreme Court Judge Justice Vinette Graham Allen during a case management hearing some months ago, the witness said no, then the accused walked off to where the deceased was. When he approached, she held her head down and he slit her throat. He confessed that he did it. The accused was apprehended by the police and placed before the courts. 8 days after the deadly ritual, Smith, who was to be tried alongside Ruddock, died sensationally in a motor vehicle crash on the Linstead bypass in St. Catherine while being transported from Montego Bay to Kingston to be charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of wounding with intent, and illegal possession of a firearm. In May this year, a coroner's inquest cleared the cops who were transporting Kevin Smith, with a judge ruling that the clergyman caused the accident in a bid to commit suicide. Smith, 39, died from the crash-related injuries. 26-year-old Constable Orlando Irons of the Fugitive Apprehension Team also died in the crash. The judge, Justice Carl Hughes, found that, based on the evidence, Smith assaulted the cops who were transporting him, and by his actions, which were unlawful and dangerous, caused the death of Irons. The stricter constable highlights long-standing grievances, bemoans the neglect of members. Frustrated by long-standing issues facing members across the island, a St. Anne-based district constable is calling on the authorities to take immediate steps to address their concerns, noting that he is ready to have dialogue with the police commissioner. For far too long, we have been treated like the poor cousin of this noble organization which we serve, the officer who requested that his identity be withheld told the news earlier this week. I would like the Commissioner, Dr. Kevin Blake, to meet with his district constables to discuss and hear our grievances. He is new to the post and still needs to adjust himself to his new office mandate and portfolio, but we will make ourselves ready when he is, the disgruntled officer said. The district constable argued that, as members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force Auxiliary, his colleagues deserve better treatment with regard to the ongoing salary negotiations, lengthy wait for overtime payments, and the issues with permanent appointments. Historically, district constables were attached to the Jamaica Rural Police Force and were assigned to police stations in the districts within which they reside. In 2017, however, they were made permanent government workers when Audley Shaw, the then Minister of Public Service, announced the plans to have 2,200 district constables join the ranks of the JCF. The district constables told the news that while provisions were made in 2017 to improve the salary and incentives given to officers in his category, it is yet to fully materialize. The government made 2,200 of us permanent workers, and from then until now, only approximately 500 of us have received an appointment. Most of our members are frustrated with the long wait, and what this has caused is a delay in our new pay increase, he said. When we, the district constables, made inquiries with our HR, we were told that only 20 letters a month can be facilitated. He said that district constables were paid a basic salary of $61,000 before the compensation review. However, since April 2024, those who were permanently appointed are now receiving a basic salary of $154,000, while the others are paid $147,000. In the compensation review, the first increase was paid retroactively because of the time taken to agree. Our monthly payment was under the threshold, but still, income tax was drawn from us, he said. Additionally, the district constable is urging that changes be made to the system that governs how overtime is managed, saying district constables are often left waiting for lengthy periods to receive the payments. Most of our members benefit from unscheduled overtime. The unscheduled overtime is applicable through a ticket that is completed by the person who has done the overtime. The ticket is then handed to the sub-officer for his signature. That same ticket must also be submitted to 2 other officers for their signatures, he added. While acknowledging the need for accountability and transparency, the district constable wants to see a speedier process and possibly the use of technology to make it smoother and more efficient. Members complain about finding their overtime sheets and other members' sheets in the back of the station diary and other books, he said. He added that efforts to seek the assistance of Damian Price, president of the United District Constables Association, have been futile. When the news contacted Price, he offered no clarification or update, referencing instead that salary negotiations are ongoing with the Finance Ministry. I am not interested in responding right now. There is not a problem right now as far as I am concerned with the district constables. The association is still in the process of making things smooth. It is just the time we are working with now, said Price. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.